Well, hello everyone. A very good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all my viewers who are watching this video right now. Today we are going to discuss about a topic, Python, a very popular programming language, a very common question that often comes to many of the interested people who wants to learn coding, that Python, is it at all necessary or not? And thus we come to the chapter number 0. Why have I given the name chapter 0? We would be coming to that later, but let's get started. So the question one that comes is Python the best programming language or not? As per report that we have, Python is considered one of the best programming languages because of its simplicity, versatility, and wide adoption across industries. Python codes are actually simpler to learn and write and to practice. It has got multi usage in different fields, so it is really versatile and it is widely accepted across various industries across the globe. So, thus, it is a really popular language. The syntax of Python is very close to the common English language that we are talking everywhere globally. So it makes it easy to understand, read, and write, even for the beginners. Unlike languages, which are other programming languages such as C, C, Java, Python does not require any complex syntax rules. So, this reduces the learning curve. So, the learning process becomes simpler. It supports multiple programming paradigms. What are paradigms? What do we understand with that? We will come to that a little bit later in this video lecture itself. So, there are different types of paradigms: procedural paradigms, object oriented paradigms, functional programming paradigms. So, Python serves all of them. So, thus, it is highly flexible. Python also has one of the largest ecosystems of libraries and frameworks. So, the usage of different libraries, frameworks are very much necessary for multiple industry usage, like NumPys, Pandas, Seaborn, TensorFlow, Django, and many more. So these are the libraries from which there are a typical code setup provided with proper syntax. Often, if we call them, it makes the tasks or a segment of tasks, multiple segments of tasks to be done just within one or two commands. So thus, those predetermined libraries helps to do those things lot easier and quicker. So that allows what? That allows the developers or the coders to do multiple tasks, even to build applications in GUI, which is graphical user interface, which are often used in different fields such as data science, artificial intelligence, web development, automation, and many more with minimal efforts. Moreover, Python's huge global community ensures that the learners and professionals have access to extensive documentation, tutorials, and forums for helps. So, Python serves a huge community or all across the globes. There are a huge population of Python users which are there globally in different platforms, which comes to lot of help when there are any kind of troubleshooting issues. So, primarily, as to start off now, For these reasons, Python is not a just programming language, but also a powerful tool that has become the foundation of modern computing and problem solving. Now, the question often may come to many people's mind, what are the career benefits of learning Python? Is there any or not? The answer is obviously positive. Learning Python opens up vast career opportunities because it is used in almost every technological domain nowadays. For example, data science, artificial intelligence. Python is the leading language due to the libraries, as I said, pandas, numpy, tensorflow, pytorch. If we talk about the web development, frameworks like Django, Flask allow for rapid development of scalable applications. Python is widely used even in cybersecurity, automation, finance, scientific research, cloud computing, and robotics, and many others. With industries shifting towards automation and data driven decision making capabilities, professionals with Python skills are in high demand globally. According to job portals like LinkedIn and Indeed, Python is consistently among the top three most demanding programming skills till date, with some of the highest paying career roles such as data scientist, machine learning engineer, and AI specialist, which are primarily relying heavily on Python. So, thus, Python is not only enhancing employability, but it also provides opportunities for growth in career with high salaries. So, Python is actually necessary or not? The question may have some unfolding answers gradually. Is it okay to learn Python for a non IT person? A very crucial question nowadays in many people's mind, even those people who are actually trying to shift from a non IT background to an IT background. The answer is obviously yes, it's absolutely okay, even beneficial for non IT person to learn Python. One of the Python's biggest strength is its user friendliness, which allows people from different educational backgrounds such as engineering or technical field, business, biology, economics, and even humanities to use it effectively. Python is not limited to computer science alone. For example, even a mechanical engineer can use Python for automation of calculations, simulations, data analysis. A finance professional can use it for predictive modeling and risk analysis, and a researcher even can use it for statistical analysis, even for visualization of various data. A bulk amount of data can be visualized in different forms to gain some hidden insights of the data so that the matters or the solution can be resolved easily. Unlike traditional programming languages, Python does not require deep technical expertise to start. So, beginners can begin by writing simple scripts for daily tasks and gradually move into the advanced applications. Therefore, Python acts as a bridge for non IT professionals to enter to the world of technology. Technology means IT technology, and expand their career possibilities. Now, this question has already been partially been discussed. Still, if is Python user friendly and easy to learn? Python is widely regarded as one of the most beginner friendly programming languages in the world. Its syntax is clean, simple, and often reads like plain English. For example, if a loop in Python is written, in just one or two lines compared to multiple lines required in languages like Java. This simplicity allows beginners to focus on problem solving rather than memorizing complex syntax rules. Python, for if we want for a for loop, so what we write is for I in range of 1 comma 6, that means 1 to 6. Print I, that means it will print 1 to 6 just with these two line commands or syntax. Python also provides interactive environments like Jupyter Notebook. Jupyter Notebook is an Python compiler software which is a very popular one, where learners can write code, run it immediately, and see outputs, making the learning experience a lot more engaging. The availability of massive free courses, online courses, documentation, community forums makes it easy to start for anybody without prior programming language knowledge. This user friendliness is why Python is the often first programming language taught in schools and universities worldwide. We can see in different syllabus of various universities, colleges, schools, there are Python as a mandatory programming language being started a lot earlier in school days because of such valid reasons. What opportunities does a student from a school have with Python? For school students, Python can open doors for early exposure to coding and logical thinking. Since Python is a simpler most programming languages, so the student can start building small projects such as making calculators, that means coding for calculators, games, simple chatbots. These projects not only take making learning, these projects not only make the learning portion as a fun quotient, but also develop computational thinking, problem solving skills. Students interested in competitions such as Olympiads, hackathons, coding contests benefit greatly from Python's efficiency. So if a student can gather knowledge in Python in lot early days, then he would have a great mastery over this programming language, which would help him in the later days to come. Furthermore, Python knowledge can prepare the students for higher studies in computer science, engineering, and even non-technical fields that use programming, such as finance, research, and many more. In the long run, early familiarity with Python helps students to gain a strong foundation for careers in AI, robotics, app development, data science, etc., giving them a competitive edge over the peers, which is really necessary in this competitive world nowadays. The next question: what opportunities then does a college student have with Python? For college students, Python acts as a career booster because it can be applied to academic projects, internships, industrial trainings, their projects which are there in their syllabus. All of this can be catered with Python, even for those particular students which are not directly coming under the umbrella of computer science background. The interdisciplinary fields can also have an early exposure of Python and utilize them in their different project works. As I said, whether a student belongs to engineering, science, management, or commerce, Python can be used to enhance academic projects with automation, data analysis, or machine learning applications. For example, a mechanical and electrical engineering student can use Python for simulation and control system, while computer science students can use it for AI driven projects also. Companies companies often prefer candidates with Python knowledge because it shows adaptability and modern skill sets. Additionally, a college student can participate in platforms such as Kaggle, GitHub for data science competitions, or contribute to open source projects, as I said, in GitHub, which strengthens their resume. So, thus, mastery of Python during college increases employability in top domains such as data science, cybersecurity, cloud computing, full stack. data development, ensuring best career opportunities after graduation, which is really, really necessary for a fresher student. What opportunity does a working professional have with Python? For working professionals, Python is a career transformation tool. Whether someone is from IT or non IT, learning Python enables them to automate repetitive tasks, analyze the business data, build intelligent solutions with Python, thereby increasing the productivity and efficiency of the company and thus enabling his or her career growth. For IT professionals, Python provides growth in emerging fields, which are the buzzing words nowadays, which is AI, cloud computing, DevOps, machine learning, making them more valuable to the organizations. This integrated skill sets helps the organization to enhance their capability in terms of their productivity and efficiency. For non-IT professionals such as accountants, researchers, or engineers, Python help in solving domain-specific problems such as data visualization, report generation, predictive modeling. Many professionals use Python to switch careers, which is nowadays very common. That Python is actually an software which enables a person from a non-IT background to switch to IT background with high demand roles such as data analysts, data scientists, machine learning engineers. Since Python has universal applications, it offers professionals the flexibility to grow in their current field or to transform to a completely new career path, often with significantly better salaries and opportunities, which is really, really necessary nowadays for everybody to sustain in such a costly world. So let us see briefly, more or less I have discussed this, but still, what are the career oriented opportunities with Python? Mastery. Mastering Python programming opens up a vast spectrum of career opportunities across multiple industries because Python is not just a programming language, but an ecosystem that powers technology, business, and research. Data science and AI. Python is most widely used language in data science. A Python expert can pursue roles such as data scientist, data analyst, machine learning engineer, AI engineer. These professionals use Python to analyze data, build predictive models, and create AI driven solutions that are transforming industries such as healthcare, finance, e commerce, and transportation. Web development frameworks such as Django and Flask make Python an excellent tool for the back-end development. A person who masters Python can build scalable websites, applications, API. Roles include web developer, back-end engineer, full stack developer, then automation and scripting. Scripting. Python is extremely popular for automating repetitive tasks, workflows, and system processes. Professionals skilled in Python can work as automation engineers, DevOps engineers, and even cybersecurity experts by automating log monitoring, testing, or security checks. Cloud computing and DevOps with Python's compatibility in tools such as AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, Docker, Kubernetes. Python programmers are highly in demand in DevOps and cloud engineering roles. They manage cloud infrastructure, deploy scalable applications, and ensure smooth CI CD pipelines. Now, these are typical terms which are used in cloud computing and DevOps. One who learns these things are getting accustomed with all these things. Cybersecurity. Security professionals rely on Python for penetration testing, network scanning, malware analysis, developing cybersecurity tools. Python mastery here can lead to careers in ethical hacking, cybersecurity analysis, and digital forensics. Game development. Using libraries such as Pygame, Panda 3D, Python experts can design and prototype video games, although not as common as C++ or Unity, Python provides easier game development paths, particularly for indie developers and educational game projects. Finance and business analytics. Python is extremely used in finance industry for quantitative analysis, algorithm trading, fraud detection. Now, this algorithm trading is a very common term used where in stock markets. So, thus you can see this Python has a huge role to play over there. Fraud detection, risk management. Now, careers include what? Financial analyst, quantitative analyst, business intelligence specialist, scientific computing and research. Researchers in physics, chemistry, biology, and engineering used Python for simulation modeling, large scale data analysis. Career include research scientist, computational engineer, bioinformatics specialist. Artificial intelligence, product development, and robotics. Python mastery enables professionals to work in cutting edge fields such as robotics, autonomous vehicles, natural language processing, computer vision. These are extremely important nowadays for different AI enabled mechanisms used in various industries. Now, these roles are crucial for Industry 4.2, Industry 5.0 innovations. Freelancing and entrepreneurship. Many Python experts establish careers as freelancers or entrepreneurs by offering services such as data analysis, automation scripts, web applications, and AI solutions. Platforms such as Upwork, Fiverr, TopTal provide immense opportunities for independent Python developers. So thus you see Python has a lot exposure. It has got a lot of opportunities. So now the question again I asked you, Python, is it necessary or not? I hope now quite a few number of you, some of you, many of you, or all of you, I don't know, but I think that yes, it is of course necessary for this particular time of the day. We all can call Python as one of the most necessary coding language which has to be absolutely engraved in our veins even for the upcoming technological developments to cope up with that. Whichever technological fields we are in, we should have a grip on this programming language so that which can so that we can help further prosperity or be a part of the technological prosperity. Otherwise, we are actually going to fade out. Yes, to all my viewers, this is the hard truth nowadays that we have to have a grip on coding languages such as Python or any other. So thus Python is of course necessary, according to me at least. The question is, who am I? Who am I to say all of this? I am a nobody. Yes, you're right, I am nobody. But I do have a brief resume of mine. I do not belong to an IT background, but still I have learned Python out of my own interest. So I am Shubhadeep Shah. I work as assistant professor in Department of Mechanical Engineering in one of the private engineering colleges situated in Kolkata, West Bengal, India. Yes, I have been working as an academician for more than a decade in engineering education field. I have done my BTech in mechanical engineering from Kalyani Government Engineering College. I have also pursued MTech in production engineering from Kalyani Government Engineering College. Currently, I have completed my PhD coursework. I have submitted my PhD thesis. I have undergone all the examinations, and I am doing my doctorate degree from Jadavpur University, Kolkata. My specialization is in welding technology. I am awaiting for my final defense examination. But how do I have a connect with Python? Yes, I'm telling you, all of you. I have been doing a research and consultancy. This started off when I had a connection of Python in my research work. Now, how did it happen? Actually, I had an experimental data set which have some labeled outcome. So this labeled outcome is actually some post welding treatments that I had done to my experimental specimens, and it had gave some legit data outputs. So I and few other researchers who are my guides or my co-authors had thought about why don't we try to go for a predictive output or predictive mechanism so that we can have an input data set, we can predict the post welding output. Thus came the Python in our experimental work. So we had used 6 supervised machine learning algorithms in our research work, and we had many uh, research works in the pipeline which are doing we all are doing, but at least one of them had got published to a very high impact factor SCIE journal named as Crystal. I will show you right now. It is an high impact factor Q2 journal, and there we had an application of the supervised learning machine learning algorithms that we had used in our dataset, and the predictability had a really closeness with the actual experimental outcome data. So thus, for that we had to learn Python. Even I had Python learning experience lot before in my school days itself, not school days but in my college days, very sorry. But then also the application of Python had not direct connection with my this research work, but anyway it got connected, and finally I got keenly interested to learn Python and to utilize it in many other forums. Thus I had, after that I have been applying Python in my research works. I have also consultancy experience in data analytics, data science, artificial intelligence, machine learning with different industries, not many but some of them. And thus, yeah, I am now so called also Python, you can say a trainer, you can call me as a teacher, and you can call me as a friend who might help you to learn Python or some of these applications of Python, maybe in some future days. So let me show you my publication. So I would just request you to hold on for a minute. I'm having a bit issue. Let me just find it out what it is. Yes, this one. All right, so now you can see this is a Google Scholar. So I have written my name. So this is one of my publication which got published not long back. It got published on 1st June 2025. So you can see the journal's name is Crystal. This is an international journal, a very high impact factor of 5. So supervised machine learning models used for predicting SS304H welding properties using tungsten inert gas welding, autogenous tungsten inert gas welding, and activated tungsten inert gas welding. These all are my co-authors. So here what we have applied is that we have used multiple machine learning supervised algorithms, such as 6 machine learning algorithms such as artificial neural network, k nearest neighbors, upper vector regression, random forest gradient boosting regression, extreme gradient boosting regression were implemented across predictive accuracy. Among this, the XG boost, that is extreme gradient boosting, has demonstrated the highest predictive capability, achieving the R-squared score of 0.886 for penetration, 0.926 width, 0.915, well bid height of 0.868, for hardness 0.906, and for ultimate tensile strength 0.926 for percentage elongation. So thus you can see, out of these 6 algorithms, the best one, we had found out that XGBoost was the best. So thus we could conclude that this particular machine learning algorithm is the most suitable one for our data set. So this is an open source journal, so you all can check it out. It is in the MDPI website. The journal's name is Crystals. So let's get back. Very quickly, let us go to the introduction section. So thus you can see Python. Now, so Python is what? Python is a high level interpreted general purpose programming language that emphasizes readability, simplicity, and versatility. It was created by Guido van Rossum and released in the year of 1991. But we often question that why Python is the name. This is a typical name given. It does not come from the snake, but it is from the famous British comedy show, which is Monty Python's Flying Circus. Unlike many programming languages that focus on strict rules and complex syntax, Python is designed to be easy to read and write, to making it one of the most beginner friendly programming languages in the world. If you pair up with me, I can promise you that you all will be a bit of expert, if not more, in Python. That risk I take on my shoulders. I request all of you to bear with me so that we can go through this path all together and help each other in this teaching and learning procedure. All right. So thus, the Python has a philosophy that code readability and developer productivity, meaning write fewer lines to code to do more work, because if we concentrate more on the syntax part, the concept building, the idea, the visualization will get delayed. So that's why this is one of the simplest user friendly programming language. Key characteristics of Python is high level language. It allows programmers to focus on solving problems rather than worrying about the computer hardware details. It is interpreted. Python does not need compilation into machine code before running. The Python interpreter executes the code directly line by line. So it's a simple task, quicker. General purpose. It is not restricted to one domain. Python can be used for different domains. I had already discussed this. Dynamic typing. You do not need to declare the type of variable explicitly. For example, x equal to 10. That's all. If you want to make the variable as an integer one, you just write x equal to 10. If you want the variable to be a string type, you just write anything under the double quotes or single quote. It will take it as a string. Object oriented and functional. Python supports both object oriented programming using classes and objects. We will get to that later on. Functional programming using functions, lambda expressions, etc. large standard library. I already discussed this. It has got lot vast collection of libraries, built-in modules for tasks like maths, file handling, networking, data manipulation, graphics, cross platforms. Python programs run on Windows, Mac OS, Linux, even mobile devices with minimal or almost no modifications. Now, so the Python has become one of the most popular programming languages in the world, according to several programming indexes like international indexes such as TIOBE, Stack Overflow Developer Surveys. Python consistently ranks among the top three programming languages used. Its popularity is driven by several key factors: simplicity, readability of Python syntax close to English, which I had already told you, beginner friendly nature, unlike C, C++, or Java. Python does not require any boilerplate code or strict variable declarations. It allows the learners to focus on logic, problem solving rather than complex syntax. This is why it's often chosen as the first programming language in schools and universities. Reasons for Python's popularity: it is versatile, web development, data science, cybersecurity, automation, game development, finance, business analytics. This is use anywhere nature makes it a universal skill. Extensive libraries and frameworks. I had already told all of this, like the libraries which are used in data science, AI, NumPy, Pandas, Scikit-learn, TensorFlow, PyTorch, web development such as Django, Flask, Fast API, automation, Selenium, PyAuto GUI, visualization, Matplot library, Seaborn. These libraries eliminate the need of to reinvent the wheel. That means you do not need to go through a typical set of codes. You just directly input the syntax and automatically that whole set of codes will run at behind and give you the output. So popularity, as I said, the strong community, cross-platform compatibility, high demand in industries. Python powers critical applications where in Google, Facebook, Netflix, NASA, Microsoft, Amazon, YouTube. Its demand in data science, AI, cloud, web development ensures excellent career opportunities with high salaries. Integration with high other technologies such as it can easily integrate with C, C++, Java, Net, and even with big data technologies such as Hadoop, Spark, making it suitable for both standalone and enterprise level applications. Rapid development and productivity. Python simplicity and pre-built tools allow developers to build prototypes, full-scale applications much faster than other languages. This makes it popular for startups and research projects. Large-scale industrial applications, adoption in education and research. These all things I have discussed that it is widely used as the first programming language because of its clarity, usefulness in research. Program portability. Python has a highly portable language, meaning that the same code can be executed with different operating systems such as Windows, Mac, Linux, even in mobile devices. For example, if Python script is written in Windows and often run in Linux without any modification, this makes Python ideal for cross-platform applications. And another, enjoyment factor. If you are do not having that feel good factor after you successfully code a set of concepts and give the uh, uh, and get the desired output, then you do not feel that zeal after that. So thus another underestimated reason of Python's popularity is that it's enjoyable to use. It's clean, simple syntax, feels natural and less stressful compared to many other languages such as Java or C++. It lets programmers to focus on the creative problem solving segment instead of struggling with complex rules. Because developers can achieve more with fewer lines of code, they feel a sense of quick achievement and satisfaction, which is really necessary, making Python a fun language to learn and practice. This enjoyment factor encourages beginners to keep going and motivates professionals to build bigger projects. A programming paradigm, as I said, I will talk with you all with all these things. A programming paradigm is a fundamental style or approach to computer programming that defines how programs are structured, how programs are solved, and how code is written and executed. It provides a set of principles concepts and methodologies that guides the programmer in an organic logic, controlling program flow and representing data. So you can see that it is basically the fundamental style or approach of writing the programming. Okay, how the structure is being formed, how it is being solved, how the code is to be written and executed, all of this, a set of principles. A preliminary background kind of algorithm that works for different type of programming. So there are different programming models such as functional, procedural, object oriented, event driven. Many languages facilitate programming in one or multiple paradigms. Python supports many of these paradigms such as functional, procedural, object oriented, event driven programming models. Though we need not to learn all of this, but still Python facilitates. We do not need to learn it initially actually, but Python has a facility for all of these different types of programming paradigms. Now, paradigms are meant to be mutually exclusive. That means a single program may have multiple paradigms itself inside Python. Let us start with the procedural programming. A programming model based on the concept of procedures, also called the routines, functions, and subroutines. How does it work? A program is divided into smaller procedures and instructions and executed step by step in sequence. Features uses variables, loops, conditionals, follows a top down approach, focuses on how to solve the problem. That is a procedural process. Object oriented programming, a very crucial part of the syllabus that a Python programmer has to have a grip on, but that comes a little later, just in the intermediate phase of Python learning process. So programming model which is organized around the objects, which are instances of classes containing data. Data means attributes, and behavior means methods. All of these things, if you follow my further videos, you might be able to understand. There we would have a descriptive discussions regarding object oriented programming. So here what is happening is that problems are solved by modeling real world entities as objects. We name them as objects, and they have different classes containing what class containing different type of datas or attributes, and those data are actually reliant upon different behaviors or methods. So what are the features? That principles include encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, and encourages what? Reusability and modularity. So these are the features. I know it might be a little uh, not totally clear to you as this at this point of time, but I can ensure that if you follow my further videos when we would be discussing regarding object oriented programming, it has to be clear. I think so. Functional programming, a programming model that treats functions as the first class citizens and emphasizes computation through mathematical style functions without changing the state or mutable data. How does it work? Focuses on what to solve instead of how to solve it using pure functions. Avoids the side effects, not only modify global data, uses recursion instead of loops. Functions can be passed as arguments. Event driven programming definition. A programming model where the flow of program is determined by events such as user actions, mouse clicks, key presses, or messages from other programs. How does it work? The program waits for an event and executes the specific function which is called as event handlers in response. This is very common in graphical user interface, web application, games, users, listeners, and they callbacks to handle events. Now we go to the starting part of Python. We would be covering a bit of the basic part, and we would be concluding at, at the end of this basic, and we would be carrying forward with the further basic segment of Python programming language in the next video. Let us see how much we can cover up. Python basics. So Python basics form the foundation of programming in Python. Now, they include what? It includes that the syntax, variables, data types, operators, input output, comments. Now, what is comments? These comments are essential before moving into advanced areas like functions, classes, or data science. So Python syntax. Python programs are written in plain text files with the execution of .py or .inpy. We would be getting into that later on. But .py is the extension. Python uses indentation, that means spaces, tabs, instead of curly braces, to define the code blocks. Each statement is usually written on a new line. We would be learning the obviously the syntax. Python basics. Now let us go to the comments in Python. Now comments are what? They are notes in the code that interpreter ignores. That means suppose I have a coding in my left hand side and I actually might forget the functionality of that particular code used in that line. So what I do is that I put an hash, and then after I write something on the right side of that particular line. So the compiler will ignore that part and will have no syntax error when the compilation happens for the next line. So thus such lines are used for single line comment. If we want to put in some multi-line comment which the compilers are going to ignore, so then we put double quotes. Okay. Identifiers in Python. There we are getting into the initial segments. An identifier is the name given to variables, functions, classes, or other objects in Python. They help us to identify different parts of the program. Whenever we want to give an entity a name, that is called nothing but identifier. I hope I am clear. Now, suppose if we want to name an entity that we would be using in our program, so that is known as identifier. So what are the rules, preliminary rules, that it can contain letters in small letters or in capital letters, digits, and even underscore. But it has got a few problems. It cannot start with a digit. That means it has to start with a string or name or any letter. Digit can come later on. It is case sensitive. That means if you name by small s something, a word, and if you want to call it later on with a capital S, then both are not same thing. It will have a syntax error. We cannot use Python keywords and identifiers. That means what are keywords will just come after this particular page. So thus there are typical set of keywords. So those keywords cannot be used as identifiers because those are already preconceived by the programming language itself. No special characters can be used inside the identifiers, like whatever is given, hash, dollar, percentage, all of this, at the rate. So for example, student name is Rahul is valid, underscore age, that is valid, roll number 1, that is valid, but first underscore student Ram double quote is invalid because it starts with a digit, you see. Then class equal to double quote btech, because what? Because class itself is a keyword. You cannot name an entity with a class, with a name class. All right. So keywords in Python. The keywords are reserved words in Python that have special meaning. They cannot be used as identifiers like variable names, function names, etc. Example of keywords: if, else, elif, for, while, break, continue, class, def, return, import, true, false, none, and, or, is, in, etc. There are near about quite a lot of keywords. Now syntax to check all the keywords, you have to just import the library keyword, then just write print keyword dot kw list. You get this the whole set of keywords inside your Python compiler. Now what is the difference between keyword and identifiers? I hope more or less we have understood. So meaning is that names are given to variables, functions, those are identifiers. Keywords are reserved words without any predefined meaning. Count, Identifiers are unlimited because you are going for it, you are naming it, keyword is fixed. It is around 35 in the version of Python 3, 3 point whatever you have. Example, you name it by any name like students, marks, my underscore function, but keywords have a specific predefined name. If, for, class, return. Now, generally, it is used for identification or functions, but here it is used to define control flow and syntax rules of the program. Now we go to the next very crucial basic portion, which is Python data types. So Python is having different types of data types. It is dynamically typed language. That means you did not need to declare the type of variable explicitly. The interpreter automatically assigns the type of variable based on the value stored inside it. So is it not really, really nice for a programming language to do it by its own? So Python supports three categories of data types. Number one is basic type, which is integer, float, complex, boolean, string, bytes. Container types, list, tuple, set, dictionaries, user defined types, that is class. So let us talk about the basic type first. And we would be concluding for today after we finish up with the basic types. So integer, we all know what is integer. Integer represents the whole numbers, positive, negative, or zero. No decimal point is there. So Python supports unlimited length of integers, not restricted to any memory, as like in C or Java. It may be negative, it may be positive, it may be zero. So if we want to, if we assign a variable a value 10, and if we write print, then first bracket, then we go for the type a, it will automatically provide the answer as integer. Okay, so it's, you see, it's written in comment that it shows us the class that a variable falls under the class of integer. Floating point or float, it represents the real numbers with a decimal point. It can also be expressed in scientific notations like e, capital E or small e, and we can put to the power 10 also. So anything which comes in the decimal segment, it can be uh, called as float. So if we go for this z, x or y, and if we write print type z, it will show us the class float. Complex number, so we have learned complex number in our mathematics days. You see, a plus b, if a plus bi or something like that. So a is what, it is the real part, b is the imaginary part, and I or j is the, sorry, b is the imaginary part which is in float or integer, and j is the imaginary unit. So we generally know that this j is having the value of root over -1. That means j square is actually -1. So it is used where? It is used in scientific computing, signal processing. So it has a typical usage. Boolean, it represents the truth values. That means it has binary values like 1 or 0. Okay, positive or negative. So mostly used in different conditional operations or logical operations. So see, y equals to true, sorry, y equals to false, x equals to true. So print 10 greater than 5. So it shows true. Print 5 equal to true. It shows false. Print integer true. It gives 1. Print int false. It shows 0. Okay. So string represents the sequence of Unicode characters. It can be enclosed in string codes, double quotes, or triple quotes. It is immutable, that it cannot be changed one created. That means capital hello and the small letter hello is not same. So thus, if you want to go for a multi-line string, then you have to put multiple double quotes, 3 double quotes. Then the print, if you give the S1, then it gives the output of that string. If you want to have the typical indentation position of the string, then if we put 0, because Python, the initial indentation point is 0, so it shows, it gives us the H. If we go for 1, it gives the E. If we go for 2, it gives L. If we go for 3, it gives again L. If we go for 4, it gives O. Now, for example, suppose if we want to add on S1, S2, S3 as a line. So hello Python, this is a multi-line string. We would just write S1 plus S2 plus S3 and this like this. the whole thing gets printed all together. This is known as concatenation. Now, bytes. So bytes is what? It represents an immutable sequence of bytes, which is 0 to 255, mostly used in binary data, files, networking, images, and encryptions, written with B, B double code. So B double code hello means byte literal. Print B, it gives a hello. Print type B, it shows the class bytes. This is the last page for today, arithmetic operators. So we know we have used arithmetic operators in our mathematics. Here also we can use that. Addition is as like as addition plus sign, subtraction is minus, multiplication is star sign, division is a slash, modulus. That means it gives the remainder, returns the remainder of the division. So 5 modulus 3 is 2. Float division, that means divides and returns the integer part only. So 5, then double slash, it gives the integer part only, which is 1. Exponentiation, that is 5 to the power 3. This 5 into 5 into 5, it gives 125. So for that we need to put 2 stars in between the numbers. So the to the power goes to the right hand side, and the actual variable on which the power is given, that is on the left hand side. So thus you can see Python is not that difficult language as we all were thinking, especially for those people who are actually getting accustomed with Python for the very first time today. I actually learned this language not very early days of my life, but later on. But still, I actually am in love with this language, Python. It is really, really simple to use. It just needs a bit of practice. If it's better for everybody to practice a bit of it every day, then it will be in our control. So that's all from my side. Thank you all. I hope you liked this a bit of explanation from my side. I don't know how did you like it. Please share your feedback with me. We would be meeting again to the further basic sections and the other modules of Python in our future video discussions. Till then, I, Shubhadeep, signing off from all of you. Thank you so much for bearing with me. Have a nice day. Thank you so much.